Hi everybody, welcome back to Mando Lessons. My name is Baron Collins Hill. In this week's lesson, I want to go over something that actually popped up first in a Patreon-only live stream that I do once a month for folks who support me on Patreon. We were talking about the tune Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss, which I have some lessons for on my website, and it came up kind of thinking about how to play that tune up the neck and approaching playing music up the neck of the mandolin in different positions. And I really found that this tune is a great way to exercise that part of your brain and that part of your muscle memory. And I figured out kind of a way that I think about approaching different ways of playing up the neck and how they relate to this tune. Before I jump into it, I just wanted to tell you that I put out new lessons every single week here on YouTube and over at mandolessons.com. So subscribe if you haven't already. A couple ways to donate, including the aforementioned Patreon support, which is always appreciated. If you become a member, you get access to the Patreon live streams like I was talking about, and also access to the lessons a day early, play along tracks, things like that. You can also just make a simple PayPal donation if that's more your speed. Donations are, of course, voluntary entirely and not required. So let's jump into today's lesson. So the idea behind the topic we were going over in playing Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss up the neck really starts by needing to know the tune in the kind of the standard first position. Sounds a little bit like this. If you don't know the tune already, there is a lesson on this YouTube channel and mandolessons.com where you can learn the tune by ear, and there's also play-along tracks and sheet music on my website. And once you have the melody down, it really kind of, the thing to do, I think, that helps me work on this tune in different positions on the mandolin is we're going to find that starting note. That's an F sharp. We can find the first couple. It's F sharp, E, D, and say, okay, where else can I find that on the instrument? Well, you can find that F sharp with your your ring finger on the A string. It's the 9th fret. And at that point, your pointer finger has jumped up to the 5th fret. So by leaving your hand in this position and not allowing yourself to shift from this position, let's see if we can find the rest of that melody. So we have 3rd, 2nd, 1st on 9, 7, 5 on the A string. And then you're going to have to switch strings. In this case, 9th fret on the D string. And really work this out by ear. Once you get the first couple notes, that's the trickiest part. Don't allow yourself to shift out of this position you're currently in. So don't let your pointer finger move away from the 5th fret, and it'll sound something like this. With that, you're going to need your pinky on the 11th fret there at the end on the A string. And then the B part. Nine and 5, 10 and 7. And that's the B part. So now, we have, I believe that's 3rd position, if you're thinking of it in terms of what a classical violinist would think about, because it's where our 3rd finger would be if we were in 1st position. I believe that's how it's kind of described, but I'm not a classical musician in the slightest, nor a violinist, nor a fiddle player, so I could be totally off base there. Now, that's not the only place that you can find those notes. You can find them in different places, further down. But as you go down, you're really getting pretty cramped up the neck. So there's another way you can think about hitting those same notes, but using different fingers. So in that first example, we were starting with our ring finger on the 9th fret. Now let's see if we can start with the pinky on the 9th fret. So it's the same frets so far. You're just using different fingers. So 9, 7, and 5. And it changes when you have to do this little scalar walk up. And at that point, we're not going to shift out and go, sorry. Where was I? That would be a shift, so we're going to go 7, 7, 9, 4, 5. And grab that 4th fret with our pointer finger on the A string. And then when we get to the B part, we are going to have to shift. Let's, for the sake of a different shift, we're going to keep using our pinky and middle fingers. All right, so now we've started this melody on the same note with our ring finger and our pinky. Let's try our middle finger. So we've got 9th fret on the A string once again. Oh, you can do a lot of trial and error, as you can see me doing now. So there we go. Starting with our middle finger, and then using our pinky on the 12th fret of the D string. And then the B part, again, pinky on the 12th fret. There you have it. We only have one finger left. Let's see if we can do this. So we're going to have our pointer finger on the 9th fret of the A string. Let's see. So we have pointer finger on the 9th, pinky on the 14th, middle on the 12th, and don't need that middle finger until right there, where we have it on the 11th fret. So the A part sounds like this. And the B part. So there you have it. That's starting Fly Around My Pretty Little Miss on the 9th fret of the A string, but starting with all 4 different fingers. You can start with your pointer, with your middle, with your ring, or with your pinky, and without shifting, unless you have to in a couple circumstances, see if you can play the whole tune. That's also the basis behind what I talk about a lot, the 4-finger closed position scales that are part of jazzmando.com. Where there's some great PDFs over there. That's jazzmando.com. And there's some great PDFs under the FFCP heading, where he gives you, Ted, the author of Jazzmando, put together some great PDFs where it really gives you some nice finger workouts on a lot of that sort of stuff. And then you can really transfer it from those more kind of educational scales into more melodic ideas like a fiddle tune. I hope you got something out of that lesson. Lots more lessons at mandolessons.com and here on YouTube. Subscribe if you haven't already for new lessons every week, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye-bye.